You're in touch with Kaleidoscope. Glad to have you with me today. Christine Vincent is Executive Director of Crossroads Hospice. She's here to talk about the many programs and services provided by her organization. Good to have you with us, Christine.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. What's the mission of Crossroads Hospice?
Well, we aim to meet people where they're at. We don't treat the disease, but we treat the patient, take care of their families, and do whatever we can to make sure that they are comfortable and help them on this final journey of their life. It's truly a blessing to be able to do that.
Each one of us comes to the end of life at some point.
Absolutely.
And you kind of help us. Your organization helps so many people make that transition and helps the families around them.
Yes.
That's vital, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Talk about some of the specific programs.
We have several programs. One is our Gift of the Day program that was inspired by Jim Stovall's book, The Ultimate Gift. And what we do is we ask the patient, if you had one perfect day, what would that be? And then what we do is we work with our staff, we work with our volunteers, we work with local businesses, and we try to make that day happen for them. It can be something as big as going up in an airplane for one last time, or maybe they just want a family photo or a nice family dinner with their loved ones. So that's what we work to do, whatever it is, to make them and focus on that patient and that family so they have memories that'll last forever.
How large an area does Crossroads Hospice serve here in Northeast Ohio?
Northeast Ohio, we actually serve 10 counties, and it's about a 50-mile radius from our office, which is located in Green.
You've got a program for veterans, too.
Yes.
Veterans of the U.S. military. Tell me about that.
Yes, we do. We like to honor our veterans. We have a pinning ceremony for them, our patients, and then also if there are other patients in a nursing facility that our patient is in, then we'll honor them as well. We learn a little bit about their background, and we speak about that person in the service and thank them for what they've done, because so many veterans hadn't been thanked. And we like to honor them at that time, give them a pin. We have other veteran volunteers that will come in, sometimes the color guard, ROTC cadets, and we just honor that person, their families. We give them a certificate and thank them for their service.
I will tell you that when my mother passed several years ago, she went through hospice care here in the greater Cleveland area, and it was just so comforting for those of us in the family, and for my mother too. In her final several weeks, she was in hospice, and what it did for the family, what it did for us, my sister and me and other members of our family, was just remarkable. And I will always speak highly of hospice operations, how they allow people at the end of their lives to make that transition, which is inevitable for all of us. You have to have that conversation, don't you, with so many people?
You do. I think people think if they choose hospice that they're giving up, and that's not the case. Unfortunately, some of their diseases are at the end stages, and we're there to help them with that journey that they're going to go on anyways. We want to keep them comfortable, and it's not about the quantity of life left, it's about the quality that we can give them. And
making them comfortable.
Yes.
You're looking for volunteers?
Absolutely. We always look for volunteers. We actually have volunteers of 16 age and older. And it doesn't take that much time. We take people, if you just like to play cards, or if you enjoy music, or are an artist of some sort. There's a patient out there that you would fit perfectly with and that you could meet with and do those types of things.
How can they make contact and become volunteers by calling the office? Or?
They can call the office or visit our website at crossroadshospice.com.
Crossroadshospice.com. Crossroads Hospice, HOSPICE.com at 330-899-9100. You've got the phone number and the website on the screen there. Leave us with a thought of why you think this is so vital to have hospice care when that time comes.
I think it's really important to have people there for support, and sometimes people don't have large families that can gather around them, and sometimes they do, but to have a professional come in and be the expert to kind of lead them and guide them on what to expect with this process and what's going to happen, and just hold their hand and comfort them and answer their questions that they have. I mean, we're just there. It's a journey that they're going to take, and we just want to make that as easy as we can for them.
This can be at home?
Yes, we meet people at their private homes, nursing facilities, wherever they're at, we will go. And that is a lot of people's desires, to stay in their home. And with hospice care, we can make that happen.
You find a lot of people are much more open to talking about death now than perhaps we were as an American people. people a generation ago?
I think we're getting there. I think there's a lot more education that still needs to be shared, but I definitely think we're on the right track.
And that's part of what you do.
Correct.
You're wearing a green ribbon.
Oh, I am.
What's the green ribbon mean?
That actually, one of our nurses just passed away this week in a car accident, so we're all honoring his memory.
Is that right?
Yes.
So you're feeling this as well. You're feeling the sting of death.
Yes.
I mean, although there is something biblical that says, "Death, where is thy sting?" But certainly there is a feeling there of family and friends when someone is passing.
Absolutely. I actually just addressed the staff this week and said, we always know exactly what to say to the patients and the families, and we comfort them, and it just comes natural. But when it's one of our own, we're all clueless. So it makes us identify with the patients, I think, even better now.
In our final 30 seconds, what about after that person passes away? Is there help for the families who are left behind?
Absolutely. Yes, we do have a bereavement service, and Medicare guidelines states that they have to keep in contact for 13 months, but it's indefinite. Crossroads, we will be there as long as the family needs us to be after death.
We've been talking with Christine Vincent, who's Executive Director of Crossroads Hospice, and her phone number is 330-899-9100, as you see at the bottom of the screen, or you can go to crossroadshospice.com for more information on everything that we've been talking about. Christine, thank you for being on the broadcast.
Thank you very much for having me.
And certainly my sympathy on the loss of your friend who is the nurse there. Yeah, God bless you all.
Thank you.
And thank you for what you do. Taking a break. I'll be right back. The Morning Exchange segment with Marsha Lockaby of the Urban League of Greater Cleveland.